Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Revived Code. Today we will learn how to solve the problem longest palindrome substring using JavaScript. So here is the problem. Given a string S, find the longest substring that is a palindrome, which means it's reached the same forward and backward. For example, if the input is BABAD, the output should be BAB or ABA. Both are corrected answers. If the input is CBBD, then the output should be BB. The string length can be up to 10 to 1000 characters. We will solve this using an approach called expand around center. So, why expand around center? Because every palindrome mirrors around its center and it could be one character, odd length, or two character even length. Now let's look at the code, how to implement that. Let's get started. Now start with the longest palindrome substring JS. I just created one file and start with the function longest palindrome. Yes. If s dot length less than 1, return empty string. Let start equal to 0 and end equal to 0. We start by checking here if the string is empty. If so, return an empty string. Then we declare variables start and end to keep track of the longest palindrome indices. Next, I will create another function, and first I will create the solution and then I will explain. Function expand around center left right fine left while loop left greater than equal to 0 and right less than s dot length and s right and left minus minus and right plus s. After while loop, returning right minus left minus 1. This function expand around center. This function tries to expand outwards from indices left to right as long as the character at left and right are equal. Left and right are equal. It expands, and when the palindrome can't expand further, it returns the length of that palindrome. Let's then after that I'm creating the for loop here. We need to check for the longest odd length palindrome centered at I by calling expand around center, and we need to check the longest even also. What is the length of the palindrome center between 1 and 1 plus 1? And next, we have to update the longest palindrome start to end indices if we find the longer palindrome. So let's be started with let sorry let I equal to 0 and I equal to I less than s dot length and then I plus plus let length 1 equal to expand around center I let length 2 equal to expand around center I plus 1. Then let length equal to math dot len 1 and len 2. If len greater than 8 minus start start equal to I minus math dot floor, then len minus 1 divided 2 8 equal to I plus math dot floor len by 2. Then we have to return the substring. Return x dot substring start int plus 1. I created the for loop here, and we check for the longest odd length palindrome center, that is the I, by calling expand around center. And next we check for the longest even length palindrome centered between I and I plus 1 by calling the expand around center I and I plus 1. And next we update the longest palindrome start and end here within the palindrome. And finally we just return the substring from start to end here, and the longest palindrome substring here I'm just created. Here let's console log longest palindrome, and then we need to check input. We can check the this one, another we can be check another console. Save it and just copy from here and paste it the code pen, and now check. Now paste it in code pen. Let's see what is the output here. Same result. Just a minute. I need to check where I'm just missing. Function declaration. Here it is the length, return, start, end, expand around center, there is a left right. So while left greater than equal to 0, then right less than is right. Oh, yes, I missed here. So here I have to check also, that is the left to right I have to check here. It is my mistake, sorry. So left, and we need to check here equal to then right. I think it will be working fine. Yeah, see, our expected result is ABA and BB. So here I just missed. We have to check that left to right, we have to cross check here. So I missed here, that is the thing. And yeah, our solution is solved right now. And now I am explaining this code. I define a function named longest palindrome. Here takes the one input that is called s, that is the string. If s length less than 1, return empty string. Here main checks if the input string is empty. If yes, return an empty string because no palindrome is possible. Next, let's start equal to 0 and end equal to 0. Initialize two variables, start and end. Will track the starting and ending indices of the longest palindrome found here. Next, another function I created, that is the helper function, we can call it. Define, and here we try to expand the palindrome outward from the left and right indices. Next, this is the while loop runs. This is the while loop runs as long as left is within the string, right is within the string, and both sides character at both sides are the same. Then left minus minus and right plus plus, that is mean moves outward from the center to see if the palindrome grows. And next, here either character don't match or boundaries are crossed. Next, we are creating the for loop. Here main loop that goes through each character in the string and treating each of the index as a potential palindrome center. We created the variable here, tries expanding from the single character center with the len1, len2 we just created. Tries to expanding from the two character center like A, BBA, like this, and even length palindrome. And next picks the longer of the two palindrome length of found. Here it is. Next, we need to check that if the current palindrome is longer than the previously recorded one, then update the start indexing here. Then update the start indexing of the longest palindrome. And this formula shifts correctly whether the length is even or odd. And next we just end also the same, update the end index accordingly. And next we just need to the return a substring that is the start n plus 1. So extract the longest palindrome substring using the final start and end indices, and then we have to console log it, that is the returning the longest palindrome to whoever calls this function. And this is the output of the BABAD. If we just call with the console longest palindrome BABAD, so we can check that the output BAB. And another thing is that C double BD, then output should be BB. That's it. This is the function. Easily we can create and solve the problem. If you found it helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Revive Code for more JavaScript tips. See you in the next video. Thank you very much, guys. Have a nice day.